This episode has characters and a setting that are Indian coded. Me and my guest on this episode aren't Indian. We avoid saying anything about the portrayal of the culture and characters. If any Indian listeners have any insight on this, please contact me about it and I will mention it in a future episode. It can be through email, Twitter, or whatever other context listed in the description. Hi, I'm Stapler, my pronouns are she, her, hers, and this is Sonic Second, where we talk about every single episode of Sonic Underground.
Sonic Underground. They made a vow their mother will be found.
Sonic Underground.
Hi, I'm Chrissy Duffy, and my pronouns are she, her.
Awesome.
I've been here for like multiple episodes at this point.
Yeah.
I kind of feel bad, but I'm just like, I'm free and I'm ready to geek out about Sonic for hours.
Yeah, and honestly, I think you're my favorite guest because you're the one who, you're the only ones. I mean, it might just be because you've done the most episodes, but you're the only one who knows to look at the wiki and stuff. Honestly.
Yeah, because you showed me, and so like now I'm just like, okay, I need to pull up this, and this. Oh, this character, I'm looking at the wiki already, and I'm just like, oh, we don't have an English voice actor for this character. Which is a shame.
Yeah.
We have German and Polish.
Okay, we're recording episode 8 right now. Okay, so for the viewers, you only appeared in one episode. Because...
Oh, have I?
Yeah.
We're at 8, and yeah, I'm 7. Okay, sorry, y'all. We recorded out of order. Hi.
Yeah, we recorded out of order because I was expecting someone else for this episode and episode 10, but then they couldn't, and so I'm like, okay, well, I need someone to do these episodes with.
And I'm here.
Yeah. So here's the part where
you're gonna see me next episode too, my dudes.
Yeah. Yeah, Chrissy's gonna be a recurring character. Honestly, I feel like with how hard it is to get new guests, you're gonna be basically the co-host of this show in a way.
Yay! And then we can just bring in other people.
Yeah.
Because I don't mind doing like one with like 3 or 4. I think that would be fun.
Yeah, that might be good. Who knows? Anyways, here's the part where I say new Sonic-related developments in my life. I have none. I've been really into completely other things recently. I recently watched a bunch of My Little Pony, and
Friendship is Magic or a different one?
Friendship is Magic mostly.
Okay.
A few days ago, I watched a few of the 80s version, but other than that, only Friendship is Magic.
Yeah, I began watching Friendship is Magic a couple of years ago, and my sister and her friend were really into it, and I really enjoyed the music. I think I'm in like season 2 or 3. I do not know. It gets really zany in there. I'm just waiting for Weird Al to show up, in all honesty. I just want to see Weird Al.
Do you want to know how long it takes for Weird Al to show up?
Yeah, tell me. I do not mind spoilers. That's the fun thing. Y'all can send me spoilers all you want. I will still watch or read the thing based on how much I enjoy it. It'll just take me a little bit longer.
Just based on memory, I'm pretty sure he appears in season 4. Yeah, season 4.
Alright.
That's because I know that his arc happens. I know his episode happens
within a specific arc, and that specific arc is in season 4.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite pony? Because mine is Big Mac so far.
My favorite pony for the first 4 seasons is Fluttershy, and then the first 5 seasons is Fluttershy, and then after Starlight Glimmer gets redeemed, she becomes my favorite.
Nice.
And also I've been listening to a My Little Pony podcast called Friendship as Content. I'd recommend it.
That sounds awesome. I'll send it over to my sister's way. She's more into My Little Pony. I sadly am not. I am very much a casual girly. Sonic-related news for me. I made a 5-page Manic and Shadow shipping comic that I turned into a PDF. It's completed. It's got the colors. I followed like a how to make your own Zine guide by a person called Yamino on Tumblr. That was really nice and helpful on how to like do the PDF stuff. So I have that up on my Ko-fi and like 2 other websites that I need to add to like my link tree. And I did post it to my Tumblr. I'm very, very happy about it. I'm just like, I made a thing, a complete thing. And then I've also, it's June, so my whole entire YouTube channel is nothing but Sonic content right now. And I have been uploading animatics that I have been voice acting in. You get to hear me voice Silver and Amy in one of them.
Oh
yeah.
I don't know why, but that reminds me. I semi-recently, well, not recently anymore. It's been like maybe a month or so. Just randomly watched some of your videos. I watched one of the ones about one of the really old ones about the Sonic Underground fanfic, because I was looking on YouTube for Sonic fanfic readings.
Oh my god, did I read one?
You read like a very small part of it, and all I remember is you mentioned Lady Windermere.
Yes, Lady Windermere.
And also, I watched the Sailor Stars review episode. I don't know why I said episode, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. That was my second, like, me doing, like, a second thing of, like, reviewing an anime. The first one was Tropical Rouge, and I kept saying Tropical Rose the whole video. But I'm just, like, I recorded that in my car. I wrote the script. I've got the one for, I think it's Delicious Party I have written that I need to record. I'll probably record it after we do this, actually.
Speaking of Precure, I have an idea for something, but I don't know if it would be good since this is a Sonic podcast. But I listened to this podcast called Sparkle Side Chats, and at the beginning of her episodes, she does a separate recording where she talks about like what she thinks about the things that she's consumed in the last week. So she records it right before posting, and she mentions like, oh, this is what I thought about the last Precure episode, and I kind of want to do that for this, but I also, like, specifically for talking about the newest Precure, but I also realized that would probably be really silly because this is not related to Precure at all.
It's not, but Sonic Underground is the closest Sonic franchise you're gonna get to Sonic being a magical girl.
Yeah.
And I don't remember, I think that was Candy Witch who mentioned that in the first episode, because I have listened to the ones you've posted.
I think I mentioned that. I was like, Sonic Underground is Magical Girl because, and then I explained why.
Yeah. I just remembered it was the first episode. I remember Candy Witch was the host because I'm looking down at the document.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now to look at the episode wiki. So...
Yes, the wiki.
Who Do You Think You Are was written by Ben Hurst and Pat Alley. So Ben Hurst, like, isn't
he like the main writer from Saturday AM?
Yeah, and he's like one of the more prevalent people writing for Underground. In fact, I'm looking at it, he did slightly more Underground episodes than Sat AM.
Yeah. This writer also did a lot of work on Underground, but she was always with Ben Hurst. She was never with another writer or by herself. But on the Saturday AM,
hold on.
She's with
wait, pause.
Ben, but she does some solo.
Pause. You skipped the part where we said it's also written by Pat Alley. Actually, maybe I did mention that, but
I'm looking at Pat Alley.
Yeah,
because I'm just like
Pat Alley was the other writer.
Yeah, she's written multiple Sonic Underground episodes, but they're all with Ben, according to the Sonic Wiki. But in Sonic Sat AM, there is 1, 2, 3, 4 that she writes solo. The rest are all with Ben Hurst, but there's 4 she writes solo. And I only remember one of those because it's a funny episode. The rest I don't quite recall of her, like, solo writing ones. Did she write any other ones that we've already seen so far?
Okay, now you...
She did!
Wedding Bell Blues.
She wrote Wedding Bells.
Tangled Webs.
Yeah, that would have already come out.
Yeah. And also, and non-Sonic related, she was a writer for 13 episodes of Captain Planet.
Ooh, Captain Planet. He's a hero. He's gonna take pollution down to 0. Oh, she was also in Tiny Toons Adventures. I remember enjoying that. Yeah. Mostly I remember having a Sega Genesis game of Tiny Toons.
And apparently this thing called Bums that I've never heard of from 1993. Right. I guess it's a movie? It's rated R. It's an hour and 34 minutes.
She wrote something that looks and sounds like a Rainbow Bright thing called Star Street, The Adventures of the Star Kids. It is not Rainbow Bright. Those things look like random puppies.
Oh god, yeah. That title does sound like Rainbow Bright, though, because it sounds so similar to the Color Kids.
Yeah, I think what it is like, I wanted to, take Rainbow Bright and try to make a Magical Girl version of it, and, like, redesign the characters. I thought it would be a fun, like, art YouTube idea. Oh, she did a written version of one of the Hello Kitty Fairy Tale Theaters. She did one episode of that.
She worked on a TV series for The Wizard of Oz from 1990 to 91.
Right, that's really cool.
It's interesting to me, both America and Japan made Wizard of Oz cartoon shows.
I mean, The Wizard of Oz is a really popular book. I have never read the book. I was really obsessed with the movie. And fun fact about The Wizard of Oz, my father, he was born in 1961. He did not know that The Wizard of Oz was a movie that was played in color until he bought his first color TV when he was about 22 or 23 years old.
Wow. I can't believe
he had a child straight up out of high school at 17, went to work in a union here, and then I believe one of his first checks, like, one of his first free checks, after the kids, he bought a color TV, and that's how he found out that Wizard of Oz was in color, but that was almost in the 80s. It would have been late 70s or early 80s.
That's crazy. Apparently she wrote for 3 episodes of Beverly Hills Teens.
Nice.
No, 2 episodes.
My phone is going off. Give me a moment. I shall mute my notifications. Forgive the sonic rings if you hear them. No one is losing or gaining rings. It's just my phone going, you have mail. But it's also nice because, like, I think what it is my sister and I were talking about, like, women writers in media and how we don't really get to see them too often. So it's nice to see her name and her get credit.
It just occurred to me that I should look at Ben Hurst on IMDb. Oh, he also... Of course, he also did Captain Planet and Tiny Toons. So I guess he wrote with her on some of those, probably.
Yeah.
He also works on Double Dragon.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, he passed away. I'm so sad.
That's not good.
Hopefully it was of natural causes. He was 59, though. That's so young to me. 59 just feels really young to me.
Yeah. So, not to be inappropriate and just talk about something else, but, oh wait, hold on. Before I talk about something relevant, I'm on the Sonic Wiki, and I just see this on recent images, Sonic Chronicles shirt Project 01, 2 hours ago. Huh. Anyways,
Under mine, it's stock art 2D Sonic pose. Okay, there it is. He looks so angry, like they put him in a box.
Yeah,
okay, that's a funny picture.
I kind of want that shirt. Oh, I click on that thing, and then I see this huge wiki thing, but I just want that shirt. Okay, whatever. This episode's US air date was September 8th, 1999, and then in France it was January 31st, 1999.
Yes. And then, you're doing production order, right? Or airing order?
I do production order, but for some reason this wiki is I don't know what's with it, because it says the airing order is 8, but the production order is 11. But if you look at the production code, this is 108.
Who knows?
And that's not just
maybe they were working on it out of order from their production code, which would be really weird.
Yeah, I don't know. Or maybe this wiki is just inaccurate. Like, they just flip-flopped.
I mean, they're all made by fans.
Yeah. Now I'm thinking about how weird wikis are with, like, things pointed out by Skull Pirate Mike on Super Breakfast Friends Club. Like, I can't think of... There was this one wiki that said that something was an animation error when it clearly wasn't, because it made sense in the plot. I wish that I had more details, because it was funny. But it's not funny just me saying it's funny. Oh well.
Right.
Point is, wikis can be weird sometimes.
They can indeed.
Super Nanny Wiki. Anyways, so there's a couple... I almost said a couple episodes. There's a couple characters that only appear in this episode. Abdul,
who is voiced by the lovely Maurice LaMarche. And Maurice LaMarche does a couple of voices in the Sonic franchise. He's Aether, he's Chuck, Chops, and Emperor Sleetus. Luke Periwinkle, he's the Oracle of Delphius. He's actually Sleet, apparently.
Okay, I know why I recognize him now. Because he's Sleet, and Sleet is voiced by the person who voices Brain from Animaniacs.
Because I was just like, I know his voice, I know his name, he's apparently in Futurama.
I don't remember Emperor Sleetus, but apparently he appears in When in Rome.
Yeah.
He's alternate version of Sleet, I guess.
Yep.
Have I even talked about When in Rome yet? No, I haven't.
He's 18. Also done Pepe Le Pew in like Space Jam, and he's Big Bob Bataki in Hey Arnold.
Ah.
Yeah.
I've seen Hey Arnold.
Yeah, but I believe there was like a Sonic Bible thing for like the US or whatever, and like they were trying to give Sonic in like, you know, normal people name instead of just Sonic, and one of the names that was used, it got definitely used in the Archie comics, was Maurice, and I don't know if it has any correlation with the actor or not. But every time I see Maurice LaMarche, I'm just like, oh yeah, Sonic's original name in the Archie Sonic comics for short was Maurice.
So we also have a character named Rafi, who, as you mentioned, doesn't have an English voice listed. His German voice actor played Mega Man in Mega Man NT Warrior. The German voice actor being Marcel Colli, probably not pronouncing that right. Usually I just put it in Google Translate before I pronounce it, but I guess today I'm different.
Today we decided to just try it. His Polish voice actor also did some really interesting roles. I'm gonna attempt the Polish voice actor. It's Tomasz Kosowicz. I'm not sure how to pronounce the L with the
okay, his name is pronounced Marcel Colli, the German one.
Colli.
Let me look up the Polish pronunciation. Yeah.
And while you do that, I will read some of his credits aloud. On the Sonic Wiki, he is Bugs Bunny and... Ooh, nice.
Okay.
He's Bugs Bunny and Speedy Gonzales for Looney Tunes. There's apparently a young Indiana Jones cartoon or TV show or something, and he's Indiana Jones. For the film, he is Quasimodo in the Polish dub of the Disney film Hunchback of Notre Dame. And he is also the voice of the Mask and Stanley in the Mask for that film. And for video games, he voices Clank.
Nice.
For the Ratchet and Clank series. I remember seeing Ratchet and Clank as a child. I don't think I ever played it.
And this is his only Sonic Underground credit.
Yep.
Same with the German actor.
Yeah. It's their only Sonic credits at this moment. They might get more.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
If Russia gets their butt out of Poland, I think.
I don't remember who, but there was a voice actor before that played somewhere else in Sonic Underground. Played somewhere else in the Sonic series, and they weren't one of the English voice actors.
Yeah.
Okay, titles in other languages. Almost forgot about that. So...
Oh, yeah, we haven't done that.
The English title is Who Do You Think We Are? Who Do You Think You Are? And
who do you think you are?
In French, it's Oriental Perfumes.
Which makes no sense compared to what's actually happening in this episode.
Yeah, this isn't even an Orientalist, episode. Like, if anything, it's based on Indian stereotypes.
Yeah, like, Indian, Middle Eastern, those kind of things.
In German, it's loss of memory. In Italian, it's amnesia. In Polish, it's who are you?
Yeah, Polish is who are you. And in Persian, Portuguese, Romanian, Russian, and Spanish, they're all the same translation, which is who do you think you are? So it's the same as the English one. Probably because they took from the English naming.
Yeah.
The French one's just a bad episode name.
Yeah, it's just...
At least for this episode.
Let's put just two random words together. Like, even perfume is unrelated to it.
Right. Got nothing to do with the plot.
Unless there's, like, some sort of French wordplay that I don't know about. Because that's possible.
There very well could be, but I'm just not getting it. Oh, it could be because, like, in the episode, they're talking about how, like, they have to go for the sewer and the sewer smells gross.
Oh, yeah.
But who knows?
Okay. Queen Alina says this. As my children learned about each other, they also learned from each other, and sometimes the road to learning took them to faraway places. So this yellow guy with orange hair is running from SWAT bots. He hides behind these two buildings, and the SWAT bots can't find him, so they fly away. He runs off.
Because robots are easy to fool.
Yeah. Meanwhile, in Robotropolis, Sonic is cleaning the van as it is covered in mud. Sonia refuses to help because she doesn't want to get herself dirty. Okay, Simon Belmont from Captain N.
Yeah.
A purple hooded figure goes to someone in the dark and receives a straw. We see that it's Manic.
I would like to interject here. I personally like that his silhouette in this cloak is similar to Alina's silhouette in her cloak. Her reddish one that she wears in the opening and a couple of scenes in the show. But it's got like this obvious like little square sewn patch on its hood to show that like it's been stitched back together a couple of times.
Yeah.
I found that really interesting.
Forgot what I was gonna say.
See it's Manic getting the scroll.
I like that you pointed that out because in an abstract way, I was like, I noticed that, but it didn't occur to me to mention that he looked similar to his mom when she does that.
Yeah, I just thought it was like a nice bit of it might not have been intentional, but I feel like it was intentional for them to do that.
Yeah. Suddenly, Sonic is having no trouble cleaning the van, and he finishes.
Right. Takes him like less than a minute.
Yeah. I love it when I'm doing a task and I'm struggling, and then out of nowhere I finish it in 3 seconds.
Right.
He sees Sonia's mud pack face and is shocked. He thinks it's weird that she hates to be dirty but smears mud all over her face, and she says it's a special cosmetic mud from Tashistan. Manic comes into the room. It is rumors that in the catacombs beneath the... Oh, it is rumored that in the catacombs beneath the place lies the royal journal of Her Majesty, Alina.
Oh, fun fact. When Manic is doing this quote, when you see him, like, close up, his earrings are on the wrong side of his ear. It is a fun little animation thing that happened. But, yeah.
Sounds like Sonic Underground.
Yep. I didn't see him lose his gloves this time!
Congratulations, Manic.
Right?
Sleet talks...
You kept your gloves on.
Sleet talks to SWAT bots and says to double the patrols, and no one will change the tribute this time. Sonia says they need a plan to find the royal journal without being seen by Robotnik's bad boys. Manic suggests the sewer. Sonia is against it, but only says so after they enter another room. So she suggests they go past the guards in disguise.
Yeah, and Sonic's just like, ooh, maybe we should be mud wrestlers to make fun of her because of the mud mask earlier.
So true.
There was one scene, it's a very brief scene that you skipped over, but I wrote it down. It's like when they're in the caravan and Sonic's like, oh my god, it's Fleet, they're here at the city. What is behind him? Like, in the caravan, it's a very short, like, 3-second shot, and it just looks like there's just 3 bronze statues behind Sonic in the camper van. And it's weird. I took a screenshot of it that I will send in the Discord. But it bothered me enough to write it down.
Yeah. Sonia wears a blue headdress with yellow beads and goes off with Sonic and Manic to go through the sewers. The guy from the first scene kills a floating robot. He's caught on camera, and we found out his name is Rafi Ajani.
Yeah.
Sleet says he's gonna roboticize him within 24 hours.
Yep. Sleet's just like, I will have you dead or as a robot.
Dingo wants to roboticize himself, and Sleet says, "No, I have a plan," and he turns him into a bot.
Right?
Sonya,
specifically a little drone bot that just goes around and goes click, click.
Yeah. Sonya sees him floating around and recognizes him. What? You recognized him? That's crazy.
Right?
This is
She
like
did.
This is like when Queen Nehelenia recognizes Sailor Moon and Sailor Stars. Like, she recognizes Usagi as Sailor Moon, I mean.
Oh, without seeing her transform?
Yeah.
I never connected that she never saw her transform.
Yeah, I didn't notice that either because when I watched Stars, it was so long since I saw Supers, I just assumed that she found out in the last season. But when I listened to a podcast episode about it, they were like, what the heck?
Right? It's not something you would, like, not notice unless, like, you had watched all of it very recently.
Yeah. She runs after him, but loses the sight, and Rafi hits him with a bat. Dingo crashes into Sonya's head. Sonya kills a couple of SWAT bots with her piano gun. Dingo sees Sonya and is like, "Oh my god, I love you, sexual harassment." Rafi says he's never heard one talk before, and then hits him with a bat again. Rafi runs away with Sonya and says he's her friend.
Yeah. So some things got mixed up. When he says he's never seen one talk before, he hits him with the bat, and that's when, like, he bounces up the wall and hits Sonya in the jaw, and that's when she loses her memory. And then he grabs her and they run away together.
Right.
Yeah.
I forgot when exactly that was, and honestly my notes were not good enough.
Yeah. I legit just watched the episode, like, less than 30 minutes ago. So, like, I watched it, well, actually about an hour ago, and then I watched, like, another thing. So it's pretty fresh in my head with, like, my notes. I took very bare minimum notes. But yeah. Because, like, she's like, "What's happening? Who are you?" And he's like, "I'm your friend. Don't worry. Just gotta get out of here. Trust me, I'm your friend." He's like, "Okay, I don't remember you, friend." And then he takes her to his house, I believe, with, like, his mom, who's very pretty, and, I think his grandma? And he's like, "I think she lost her memory."
Yeah.
That's also something. Amnesia never comes up as a word in this show. They just said loss of memory. And I don't know if that's because they didn't know if their audience would understand the word amnesia. Because amnesia is a very hard word to say and spell. So I feel like they stuck with loss of memory. So that if kids would be like, it was really cool, they lost their memory. And they would be able to, like, write about it.
Yeah, it's interesting. So, also, something you didn't mention, when Sonya fights against the SWAT bots with her super strength, Rafi is amazed, asking how she did it, and says she doesn't know. And then she says spin and win time, and does a Sonya spin, killing a bunch more bots. It's interesting.
Yeah, which is also another time we get to see her show off her super speed with her little tornado attack.
And
then another episode's be really slow.
And I think this is after she loses her memory. So, like, how does she know
after her memory is lost.
How does she know Sonic's catchphrase, spin and win time? I guess that's part of her subconscious or something.
Right. She's been around her brother so long, like, she's picked up a couple of things subconsciously.
Yeah, I guess actually that makes sense.
Instincts.
Because, like, she also knows how to speak English still.
Right. Like, my husband was like, "Wait, how does she know how to use, like, her powers already?" I'm just like, instincts.
Yeah.
It's instinctual.
That kind of makes me wonder, like, if some people who have amnesia, do they remember how to, like, cook and stuff? I don't know. That's interesting.
Right. I know, head injuries are actually very interesting to me. you can actually get hit in the head and then start speaking with a completely different accent, or even a completely different language in some cases. Like, there was some girl, and it's a case, like, she was being abused by her mom and stepdad in California, and she ran away from home after being hurt really bad. Like, she was beaten by her stepdad, and she ran away from home, and she was presumed dead for so long, and then they eventually found her after they were setting up to try her mom and stepdad for murder. And her sisters weren't sure it was her because of her accent. Because, like, she had a Southern accent, but it's been proven multiple times, like, that you can have a head injury and have a completely different accent from it. And I'm amazed no one ever brought that up during the documentary, because, like, I've seen it happen. Like, you can suffer a head injury and then become a completely different person. Some people get a different accent, some start speaking different languages. Head injuries are really weird, but fascinating, because biology is weird and fascinating to me.
Yeah, my dad had a hand injury, but nothing like that happened.
Yeah. It's really it has to be, like, very severe head trauma, I believe. Like, I had staples in my head, but I don't remember a lot of the time before the staples anyway, so I was really little.
Yeah.
It's just, it's really interesting, and I think a lot of people forget it. But there's also, like, some things, like, luckily, she just has amnesia, so there's certain things, like, that are gonna happen later that are gonna be fun.
Yeah.
But I'm very happy, like, this episode we get her super strength and her speed, which is not something we get in other episodes, depending on when they wrote them.
Yeah. I love Sonya's superpowers.
Right.
You know, Sonya's superpowers, that's the way I would want, that's the only thing I could think of that I could convince Sega to put her in games. Like, oh, she has super strength and speed. She could be a great playable character. Anyways, yeah, Rafi brings her home.
Oh, we're forgetting, Sonic finds, like, the mess of the fight, and then finds Sonya's shot and begins screaming Sonya really loud. And Rafi's like, that's your name, that's what the robot called you. And she's like, I don't remember. But they walk away from the echoes of Sonic screaming for his sister. Like, Rafi doesn't even go to, like, take a peek, see who it is, from whatever underground city catacomb trail he's taking her through.
Yeah, and that's where I figured out that she had amnesia. That's probably why my notes for some of the thing weren't good.
Yeah, it's cool. My next note is about Manic popping out of a sewer and how his eyes looked adorably funny to me.
Yeah. Rafi brings her home, introducing her to his parents and saying that she may have lost her memory. In him talking about this, his whisker dots, or whatever you call them, fade in and out of existence.
I didn't even notice that. Also, on the wiki, it does state that he is specifically a dog, versus the other guy who Maurice is voicing is just Mobian.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Sonya sees mud and takes some, saying it could make a great facial as she puts some on her face. Rafi is shook and says, we use that for pottery?
Right. This is clay.
Sonya notices Manic that Sonya is missing. Oh, I think I was trying to put Sonic notifies Manic that Sonya is missing, and they go to search for her.
Right.
Manic climbs up a wall. Sleet can't believe the hedgehogs are here, and that Sleet is with them. Sonia eats some of their food. How interesting. Sorry, it's all we have. Oh, of course. That's kind of rude.
Right?
Like, you don't need to say how interesting. Just don't say anything at all. Sonia looks at her pendant and is sad she doesn't know what it is. It's okay.
Oh, yeah. Because I was watching this with my husband was just like, the animation showed more emotion than the actual voice acting. And I think it's really funny. I didn't write it down, but it was something I remembered.
Yeah, it's okay. Be patient. I'm sure your memory will come back.
Right. Such a nice mom.
Raffi says she needs to cover her face because that is the custom here. And the bots will notice. She asks, "What about you?" And he says, "I'm a boy. Besides, I'm so quick they'll never catch me." She says he reminds her of someone.
We skipped a scene. It's when Minnick pops out of the sewer thing, and it's just like his eyes just pop out of a random hole, and he pops up, and then Sonic meets him. He's like, "You find anything?" And Minnick's like, "Nah, my bud, the leader of the Thieves Guild, said there was no arrest today." And Sonic's like, "Thieves Guild?" And it's never addressed, and then we cut to the scene of him like, "We're gonna go sell my bots. Make sure you cover your face."
Sonia sells her necklace for some money and bread. The pendant is given to a swap bot. Sonic and Minnick are still looking... Oh?
And while Sonia is selling her pendant for bread, Ralphie is talking to Abdul, who is voiced by Maurice, about selling the pots. And he's just like, "I'll give you this much for it." It's like, "Only that much? You steal the food from the mouth of my children. At least you would if I had children." And Abdul laughs at Ralphie. It's like, "Yeah, you're funny. Okay, I'll give you a little bit more."
Wow, that's crazy.
And, yeah. And then I also wrote down, like, Sonia, instead of, like, taking the necklace off of her head, she just snaps the chain on it. And you also have Minnick walking past her casually as she's doing this. And he did not notice her.
Sonic and Minnick are still looking for her, and Minnick suggests to play a song, and maybe she'll hear is and find them, is what I wrote. Also, I misspelled, I put the wrong here. I put H-E-R-E.
Right.
Sonic says, "Not bad, glad I thought of it. I didn't think I'd see Sonic act like Hordak."
Right? And it's also like, because before that, it's like, "Dude, I don't feel like playing a song," but Minnick's just like, "Yeah, but she'll be able to find us."
Yeah. I feel like sometimes...
And I actually really enjoy this song, so...
I feel like sometimes Sonic feels like a villain in this show.
He really does. He just feels like an asshole.
Yeah, this is like my least favorite version of the Sonic character. I have to put emphasis on the Sonic character, because this is also my favorite iteration in the Sonic series, I think. So that's my favorite Sonic cartoon. They sing, "We Need to Be Free." Sonia and Raffi, as well as a crowd, enjoy the performance. The crowd runs away as SWAT bots come in, and Sonia fights against them. She gets dirty in the fight, and Minnick is flabbergasted to see her not care. Sonia
and not lose it.
Yeah, Sonia slips on...
about the song. This is the first time I've noticed they take scenes to use for, like, their little Windows Movie Maker. You see Sonic and Minnick interact in this scene first, before you actually see that scene later play out in the episode, which I found was interesting.
Yeah,
because normally the music bits come from clips before the song happens.
No, that's... I think there's also a lot of instances of after, because, like, in...
Okay, this was just the first time I had noticed it then.
Yeah, in Beginnings, there was, there were definitely clips, like, in the Someday song, there was clips from later in the episode where they're at a party.
Alright, yeah. So I definitely, like, just never noticed it before.
Yeah, Sonia slips on the ground and goes back to normal, not recognizing Raffi, and she finds out she sold her medallion. Somehow Raffi knew this, but there was no indication before that he was watching. They're being picked up...
Well, there is a clip where, like, they meet back up, and he's like, where did you get that? And then the music starts up from the song, so maybe it happened while they were gonna go listen to the song?
Yeah, maybe.
Just off screen?
They're being picked up by the light of a ship, like those spaceships in movies that take cows.
Yep, just like, abduction. Oh, that is something. I did write down, like, a fun, like, little thing. While they're being chased, like, right before the SWAT bot, like, knocks over the stuff and gets her covered in gross, like, whatever it is, as they're being chased after the song, one of the pots looks like it's floating, and I think it's just because it wasn't grounded properly when the actual scene, because, like, they're animated separately on different cells.
Sonia is in Jane with Raffi, but is confident her jail, I think I meant.
Yeah, jail with Ralphie, and, like, she's like, my brothers are gonna come get me, blah, blah, blah.
Wait, when did she get hit on the head? I don't know, but
She
got
got
her memory back.
Yeah, she got her memory back, yeah, she slid into that pole. And right before being abducted.
Sonic decides that Sonia was right about using disguises because the sewer is icky and he hates water.
Yep. He's like, oh, this smells awful. And Meg's like, oh, you get used to it. And then you've got, like, Sonic going, great, there's water. But also, there's a clear walkway path they could have just walked up and used after getting into the sewer. And I do not know why they did not use it.
Yeah, Sonic is like, ew, I hate this oriental perfume smelling water.
Right. And then Dingo shows up and attempts to drown them. Also, is this the first time Dingo's been transformed twice in an episode? I don't think it is.
I don't know. I've not paid it. It's been a while since I've recorded an episode for this podcast. It's been a while since I've watched a Sonic Underground episode.
Yeah, I feel like... No, in Deepest Fear, which we recorded earlier, I don't know if it'll come out before this or not. I'm not looking at the episode release order. He becomes like a buoy, and then later on a little float tugboat thing. And then I feel like he got transformed into something else. So I feel like Dingo goes between like 1 to 3 items an episode, it feels like.
Yeah, the Deepest Fear is the one right before this, because it was your first episode.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, yeah, because my brain's just like, wait a second. He transformed twice in this episode. My brain's like, has he done that before? Yes, he has.
Where was
But Dingo attempts to drown them in the sewer. Full of water that Sonic hates.
Sonic and Manic... yeah, I don't know where you are, but my next thing after the icky water is... Sonic and Manic dress up as what I guess is supposed to be sexy dancers, and they flirt with Sleet. Sonia...
Yeah, that's after Dingo tries to drown them.
Okay. Sonia
I did not make any notes of them flirting with Sleet. I just wrote, drag outfits from song!
Wow. Sonia kicks the jail cell down, and she and Raffi escape. Manic goes on a computer to find information. Sonia sees her mom and grabs the scroll she puts down. She then sees Raffi is drowning. Dingo grabs him and sinks down. Sonia is grossed out and goes into the water. Sonic
She's just like, I just had to be a freedom fighter.
Yeah, Sonic spins Sleet up to the wall as he says, wow, what a woman. And Manic takes the medallion. Sonia says, okay, girls, get me to the roboticizer room and no one gets hurt.
Oh, fun fact, the close-up when Sonya is, like, coming out of the sewer water covered in yucky, like, gross sewer water, you still see the outline of her necklace, even though she doesn't have her necklace back. I think that's just a small, tiny animation error, but I found it hilarious.
Yeah, it's just like when Sonic has 2 medallions in the Price of Freedom.
Right.
Sonic and Manic find Sonya. They see her covered in mud and... Wait, hold on. Yeah.
Yeah.
They see her covered in mud, and they all say yuck at the same time, seeing each other. We see Raffi about to be roboticized. The Sonic Underground arrive just in time to save him, and his legs get roboticized, but he's fine.
Right? And his legs being, like, roboticized really remind me of Bunny Rabbit from the SatAM cartoon and from, like, the Archie comics. Because they're both roboticized from, like, the waist down.
Yeah. The Sonic Underground drive off in the van. Sonya reads the note from Melina. It says that there are many roads to travel before they reunite. Sonic is sad they came all the way there just for that, and Sonya says they did learn one thing. Manic makes a prettier girl than Sonic.
And Sonic going, ow, that hurts.
Yeah. It's so weird how possibly unintentionally progressive this show is, while also being not progressive at all. It is both misogynistic and feminist at the same time. It is so weird.
Right. Like, earlier, like, in the show, because, like, Sonic had said something, and Roland's just like, sometimes the way Sonic talks in these shows reminds him of, like, a 1970s cool black guy from, like, media he's watched. And I'm just like, that's probably just because they're using a lot of, like, slang and stuff, but for me, it's just, like, that radical 90s cool dude slang.
Yeah, I guess so.
But during, like, the episode, I'm just like, how did Sleet not, like, recognize Blue Tornado coming at him? And he's still just like, wow, what a woman. I do like that Manic was the only one to speak while in drag, which is a different thing from, like, other Sonic franchises when they had Sonic dressed in drag, which is mostly the Adventures, where Sonic was just pulling, like, silly little gags and stuff.
Yeah, when Sonic was Bugs Bunny.
Right. Pretty much.
Hold on.
Oh god, what happened?
Nothing. I just, nothing important. I just felt like, doing something with Spotify. Okay, so that's the end of talking about the episode.
Yes.
What did we learn from this episode?
Avoid getting hit on the head. Brain injuries are dangerous.
Yeah, you do not want amnesia.
And also, learn how to pick locks.
True. We say... Oh, wait, that's literally what... Okay,
We gotta come up with the Japanese
Wait, hold on. What do we think about this episode? Like, what do we...
I personally feel like this episode is probably a really nice one if, like, you have, like, someone who's like, I want to watch Sonic Underground, but I don't really feel like watching some of the lower quality episodes or the sillier, stupider episodes or whatnot. I feel like this one would be, like, a good episode to, like, introduce the show to someone. Like, the song's not super bad. I actually enjoy the song. The episode, to me, is funny and it's enjoyable. And it kind of, like, sets the stage and kind of, like, you get the gist of everything pretty quickly. So I think this one would definitely be a good, like, episode to, like, one, just rewatch, and two, if you're, like, have, like, a friend who's like, yeah, I'm not really into this Sonic stuff, but I'll sit down and I'll watch one episode with you of whatever you want. I think this one's a good one to, like, have someone watch.
Yeah, I think this is an alright episode. I I really, I feel like it would be really good to get someone who, like, someone who's Indian, so they can talk about, like, what they think about the stereotypes, but I don't know how to find that. Like, I don't want to, I mean, I don't have any Indian friends, but if I did, I wouldn't want to just contact and be like, hey, you're Indian, can you go on this episode with me? But, like, I don't know.
Yeah. So, like, explain, like, what is right, what is wrong, because, like, a lot of it is, like, we see it, and, like, my first reaction was Arabian, Arabic kind of, like, connotations based off of, like, the structure, some of the music being played, because you see it a lot in, like, Aladdin, The Thief and the Cobbler are probably the two most famous ones, but yeah. And there's almost always, like, this one random episode in a lot of shows from, like, the 90s and sometimes even early 2000s where, like, your characters would travel to, like, a new foreign area, and it would often be Arabic or, like, Asian of some sort. Because a lot of people forget that India is Asian.
Yeah, and, like...
But when, like, I see it, I don't know why, like, I see those kind of buildings in my brain. At first goes Middle Eastern, I forget about India, and I feel like that's rude of me.
And I do think, I know that India is Asian, but I don't know if it falls under Orientalism, does it? Because I think Orientalism is, like, specific parts of Asia that Americans recognize as Asian.
Right. I don't know.
But yeah, if there's any, like, Middle Eastern, Indian, whatever listeners, send that.
Comments are good for the algorithm, so
send that
tell us
to,
about it.
Like, maybe comment on YouTube or send that to me via email, whatever, and, like, I'll read it on the podcast. So, Japanese title for the episode.
Japanese title.
Because there was no big twist, so I can't make a spoilers title. Amnesia.
Sonia loses her memories.
Yeah, Amnesia. Right? What will we do?
Right. Sonia missing in the cities. Amnesia? ?
That's a good one.
Because Sonia is missing in the city for most of it.
Sonia's missing in the city.
Because Ralphie is a freedom fighter. So it's like, Ralphie, new freedom fighter friend? Yeah. But I feel like that title kind of leads it up to, maybe twist he's not our friend?
Yeah. I don't know. I think the, Sonia one that you just gave is good.
Yes, because I'm just like, legit, the whole episode is Sonia's missing.
Okay, where can people find you if you wish to be found?
I can't hear you over my headphones, sweetie. Text me. Sorry, my husband's just standing in my doorway. I can be found pretty much anywhere online under the name Chrissy Duffy. I am most active on YouTube and Tumblr currently. Trying to be active other places, but those are the two I'm most active at this moment.
Okay, nice. Well, until next time, see you another Sonic Second. For podcast questions, you can email me through staplersound@gmail.com. As for social media, my main account on Tumblr and Twitter is Magical Stapler, with my art account being Stapler Art. You can also commission me at ko-fi.com/staplerart/commissions. That's ko-fi.com/staplerart.
Not a zip, nothing. Same here. But I got an idea. How about a song?
Yeah, like I really feel like singing right now.
Dude, you don't get it. We play a song, Sonia hears it, and she finds us.
Not bad. Glad I thought of it. Hey!
1, 2, 3.
Huh? Where did you get... good.
Yeah, but something's missing. I think it's me.
We need to be free like the wind across the